Keep your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel. I remember jamming out to that song. No disrespect to Jim Morrison and the Doors, the Roadhouse Blues. But this is Glenn Wassmer coming to you. Basically just doing a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live, documenting part of my weight loss surgery journey. And one of the practices was how to stay mindful or be mindful. And that is just keeping your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel. I don't know if you remember when we all started driving. Remember when you were a kid and you got behind the wheel, how worried you were about the lines? And then our parents taught us that you got to pick your eyes up and look out onto the horizon so that you don't have to really focus on the lines. It's just a long vision ahead will actually keep you between the lines. And that's kind of the process or the mindset of being mindful, staying mindful. And one of the first practices when it comes to any kind of weight loss program is you got to question your hunger. Where's it coming from? Is it really time to eat? Are you feeling hungry? Would a bottle of water make that go away? So you have to learn to identify those kind of things, and we can break those down individually as we go out in the future. But the second practice is mindful eating. It is just really taking your time, slowing down, chewing your food, not wolfing down lunch. You got to block off some time to just sit down and have a sensible meal. And some of the tools that I learned along the way for my weight loss journey was the Gottinger diet tool set. And when I get off this live, I'll go back and place these links underneath. But this is a regular size fork, and this is the Gottinger diet tool fork. And you can see the stark difference. And this is basically a shovel now compared to maybe a nickel-sized bite of food. And I'll tell you what, a 4-ounce filet mignon, when properly cut up, is just as tasty and just as filling as a 6-ounce. This shovel is called a teaspoon, and this is now my new teaspoon. So I keep these with me when I travel. I take them to Florida with me. You cannot take the knife. They actually confiscated my little butter knife, my bariatric butter knife at the the FSA, the Flight Administration. Yeah, I couldn't get this on the flight. But they will, oddly enough, let you take your knife and fork on, which are, again, much smaller. So it's the Gottinger diet tool set. I'll put a link up. But the other thing is, my bariatric mentor, Dr. Duck Wong, he always taught us that our stomach basically starts at your breastbone, and if you take 2 fingers, now it's going to come out on a mirror image, the opposite side, because I can't flip my camera. This is essentially your stomach, just your fingers from your knuckles to your knuckles. So when you put your hand, this is where your stomach is up here. So when you're feeling stuffed after a Thanksgiving meal, that's all down in the intestines. Your stomach is really up here. If I did it in a reverse image, this is the way you should look at your stomach. Your stomach's way up here. So outside of the diet tools, he says that when you have a weight loss surgery, they all stretch out, that you should never have more than 2 by 2 by 2 as far as your solid with your salad or your vegetables. And I found these little Tupperware 4-ounce containers. And the crazy thing is, with these 4-ounce containers is, every type of fish, meat, or whatever, all has a different type of density. So you can only pack so much filet mignon in here, but I guarantee you can only get 4 ounces in here. Even if you kind of mush the lid and put the lid imprint on the top of your meat. Flounder is a fluffier fish, so it would mash down a little more. No matter what you're eating, whether it's meat, fish, maybe you want to go pasta that day. No matter what you put in this puppy, when you eat, you can pack it down too. It's 4 ounces. I used to weigh this thing empty and then try all my different substances. And this is a great tool. This is a Tupperware 4-ounce container. I highly recommend picking up a dozen and keeping them around. Great for food prep for your lunch boxes and all. You don't even have to think about it. You know, you just fill it up, snap it, throw it in your lunch kit. No measuring, none of that noise. And then the other was learning how to meditate. And I know that meditation kind of gets a negative connotation with all the woo-woo, that you're emptying your mind. Meditation is nothing but focusing on your breathing. You can never stop your mind. You can never turn your mind off. If it helps you to focus on maybe your family out in the distance, or I do the throne room of God for myself, or whatever it is, it's really just the practice. And we'll look into this maybe in some of my further videos of breathing in and out. And one of my favorite meditation exercises is what's called square breathing. And if you ever find yourself really nervous and anxious, or getting on a sales call, or you're going in for an interview, this little exercise is really cool. I might do a whole video on it, but it's called square breathing. So it's all done on the counts of 4. It's inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there you go. 5 fingers. Good job, Glenn. And then you hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4. Full exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once your lungs have emptied out of the 4, you hold your breath with no air for 1, 2, 3, 4. And this breaks the physiological pattern in your body, and I'll say in 90 seconds. So that's kind of what square breathing looks like, and I'll try to do that a little better. But learning how to meditate and just calming down your body, focusing on your breath is really important to settling your mind and your mindset. And that's square breathing. Just YouTube it. And there's one where they give you like an 8-second exhale. And I'll tell you what, that 8-second exhale, when you're empty, you've got to hold your breath for another 4 seconds. I'll tell you, that changes your state. The other part of my tools I used to do a food journal in an app called Bariatric. It was a spin-off of the name Bariatric. And it was really kind of neat because it plugs in your calories, your protein, your carbs, which carbs are really misnomered, because the carb in a potato chip is totally different than a carb in broccoli. Same with calories. A calorie is not a calorie. A calorie is just a unit of energy. So a 100-calorie pack of Oreos is totally different than a 100-calorie apple. So it's not always apples and oranges, excuse the pun. So that was really helpful, is just keeping a food journal and a gratitude journal. And that's all I do, 4 minutes every day. And I say, tell my phone to set an alarm for 4 minutes. And I just write, I am grateful and thankful for XYZ. I am grateful and thankful for God giving me this. I am grateful and thankful for my friends, my family, this, that, the things, that God blesses me with, whatever those things want to be. You only have to do 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but I really found 4 minutes was my niche to really help set my mind going into the day and keeping my eyes on the road, my hands upon the wheel. It really helps set the day out. Kind of like getting into a car and fastening your seatbelt. You're getting your head on straight before you go driving. And the other, another point was just the people you surround yourself with. Jim Rohn was, Tony Robbins was a student of Jim Rohn, and that's R-O-H-N, Jim Rohn. And if you go on YouTube, you will find one of the most amazing motivational speakers in the world. And Jim Rohn says that we are the average of our 5 closest friends. So he's like, sometimes you got to take a look around and see who you're gravitating towards. And if you're trying to move your life up, it's not so much that you're getting rid of friends, but you're focusing your focus with people you want to more aspire to, or have the lifestyles of, have the spirituality of, or whatever it is that you're seeking. So that's your food journal and your gratuity journal. And I also take, notes with my daily education and all. And really be proud of your accomplishments. When you have a successful day or maybe just a morning, don't go off the rails and celebrate with food. But just tell yourself, wow, man, it's really good. You did good today, man. You conquered your 3 waters. You got your smoothie in. You're on track for a good day. And success is nothing more than a series of successful days. So that, you gotta be able to be willing to be proud of your accomplishments without doing this. And I'm going to regress and go back to one of the key things I found with my weight loss is not eating with my hands. It is so easy. We're East Side, they track down murderers from the East Side because they take their pizza and fold it in half. And that's an East Coast thing. They don't do that around the other parts of the States. But don't put anything in your mouth unless you use a knife and fork. If you're really trying to be mindful, use your utensils, and it will help you, stop the snacking. Be proud of your accomplishment. Oh, you got to have some kind of accountability partner. We have that in the Dr. V Transform My Life Challenge, the Dr. V Diet Challenge group, where we have accountability partners, and that's people that we talk to every day. We're accountable to each other. That we're watching the videos, taking notes, and maybe make a phone call or text messaging. Hey, what did you think of the video? How you doing in your journey? Why are you blocked? Hey, you gained 2 pounds. What's going on? You said you were on track. Well, I did this, and that. All right, well, don't let it be the end of you. So it's nice to have that dialogue and that accountability. And I'll tell you what, it keeps you on track when someone's willing to give you a swift kick in the shins and say, you're playing head games with yourself. Knock it off and get back on track. And, stick with your appointments. Like for me, every day I try to get on the Dr. V Lives and I take notes. He gives you a video to watch every day, and then he kind of waxes eloquent and takes it to an upper level. And no matter what we're watching, he'll show us some videos that he disagrees with on certain points. And, and he'll willfully do that just because there was value in the rest of the content. But this one point, no, that's average thinking. We're not average. We're above average. And average thinking is what gets you to obesity. Poor thinking habits are what get you to obesity. And obesity does not mean just your weight. It could be a deficiency in your finances, your walk with the Lord, whatever those things are that are important, your family, your relationships, all those things, you have to have an accountability and follow up with that. And ultimately, you gotta be patient. It doesn't matter if it's in relationships, your weight loss journey, whatever. You have to be patient. You did not put on 50 pounds in 1 year. So don't think eating a salad a day for a month that it's going to come off. You got to give your body some time to adjust. You got to give your emotions some time to adjust. I had a conversation with a loved one last night, and we were just talking about erratic behavior. And sometimes when you see erratic behavior, that's just the manifestation of someone's suffering. That's a Dr. V-ism. Obesity is a manifestation of all your suffering. And sometimes you see people lashing out on Facebook. You don't have to respond. Understand that they might be going through something, and just have a kinder attitude. And I'll tell you what, the best thing I ever did 3-4 years ago was just unplug the cable, get rid of the TV, got nothing but books around me now. And if I do cheat with the TV, it's just with Amazon Prime. But I really just try to stay focused on reading. So that was my keep your eyes on the road, your hands upon the wheel talk. And the key points were question your hunger, the practice of mindful eating, just meditating or focusing on your breathing. Don't worry about the woo-woo stuff. Your food journaling, your gratitude journaling, gravitating towards people. Like right now in the solar, I ran into this guy named Hector Diaz. Hector has forgotten more about solar than I'll ever know. And he just loves to pour into people, but you can see he doesn't want to waste his time with somebody who doesn't want to learn. And I just love being under this guy's tutelage, man. He just, and I'll stop him. We've got multiple people on a Zoom call. And if something gets stuck in my brain, he's not moving forward because I won't hear anything else he says until he unsticks what he just said. And sometimes he'll correct himself, and ultimately he straightens out my thought pattern, and that's more than the thought. So gravitate towards people that inspire you and that you aspire to be like. Taking time throughout the day, throughout each moment, or, several times during the hour. Just be proud of your accomplishments, what you've done right. Stick with your therapy or your accountability partners and make sure you're in dialogue. And finally, just be patient. Stop making excuses. An excuse, what was that saying? An excuse, I forget. An excuse is a lie wrapped in, I don't know, and deep fried in conundrum oil. I'll have to go back and look up that quote for you too. But that's really all my live was. I was just really trying to help you keep your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel. I'll go back and try to get those, that Tupperware and the Gottinger 3-piece diet tools links onto this FB video. Thanks for your time. Hey, Brian, how are you, brother? Good to see you. I hope you had a good birthday. I know we both just had birthdays. And I hope you all have a good night. God bless.